Those arriving in Calais tonight were cutting it fine. As the clock ticked down, this couple were trying to thumb a lift to avoid quarantine. Eventually, a kind stranger took them aboard, just two of the estimated 160,000 British holidaymakers currently in France. Danielle Jelfs and her family are racing from the Alps to make a 3 a.m. ferry. How are you feeling on this kind of mad race tonight?
We feel like we're on a mission to make it back by 4 a.m. and we are definitely on the wire.
The Ross Russell family drove through the night to escape the deadline.
We were in the Alps and we'd realised that if we wanted to avoid quarantine, we needed to get in the car and drive.
We were ready for bed last night when we suddenly ended up packing up the house and then chucking everything in the car, which isn't that well packed, but then we just drove through the night. So Duncan and I shared shifts. A bit bleary-eyed this morning, but just thankful to get here, really thankful.
Some families here had only just got to France.
We arrived yesterday afternoon to visit my family that we haven't seen for, well, nearly 8 months. And yeah, we're turning around. We were keeping an eye on it because we just can't afford to be quarantined.
This was largely an online panic, the Eurotunnel website showing an epic queue of more than 5,000.
If you haven't got a reservation, don't just turn up. This is one of those moments where we can keep the traffic moving, we can get people through if they've got reservations.
There is now a threat the French government will reciprocate, meaning arrivals from Britain will also have to quarantine for 2 weeks. In France, 2 weeks ago, the number of recorded COVID cases was 19.8 in every 100,000 people. In the UK, it was 13.1. Today's figures show a 70% increase in France, with 34 cases in every 100,000 compared to 17 here. The lucky ones will have made the last few crossings before this deadline is imposed. But for many tens of thousands of British holidaymakers waking up to the news this morning, they'll be facing a quarantine on return, whether they like it or not. But some have decided to continue with their holiday, knowing it might be their last for a while.
It doesn't bother me too much because we kind of knew it was always a possibility anyway, so and I'd already planned for it.
We had a fantastic holiday and we're just going to go ahead with the quarantine when we arrive back in the UK.
France is the world's most popular tourist destination, but suddenly bookings from Brits have collapsed.
I think I lost 40% for the next year. I work a lot in July and the middle of August, but now I think the season is finished.
British tourists have only been here for a little over a month. Now, once again, it seems the prospect of a French holiday is sliding away for many, with no clear sense of when it will be back on the horizon.